Tips for study success to score more marks. 1. Arrange various sources and create your own view notes. Generally speaking, students look for good, reliable notes either from classmates, books, online or resources, and then rush off to school, feeling well prepared. Learn how to save time and energy by using effective note-taking strategies for both traditional and online classes. Explore ways to exercise good judgment when deciding what to write down. You can maximize your productivity by leveraging these tips for organizing and taking class notes. This approach can be successful, but in order to excel, it's best to compare several sources, books, presentations, videos and so on, and combine these together by creating your own study material. By doing this, you can ensure that your study material doesn't remain static, but continuously improves. If you find something new or interesting that's related to the topic, then add it in. This will help you to deepen your understanding of the issue as you'll have examined multiple points of view. You can then form your own informed opinion on the matter, something that will be lacking in most of your peers. 2. Check your progress from the day one practice. It's nothing new for students to simulate a test environment and create or participate in quizzes to see how much they know about a subject. However, most students test themselves like this when it is too late and exams are already steadily approaching. The solution is to make and take small tests regularly from the beginning. If you can make a habit of this and incorporate it into your study routine, then you'll have a much clearer idea of how you're progressing and any areas you might need to brush up in. Not only will doing so help you retain information for longer, it will also reduce your stress levels and prepare you for an exam-type environment. Quizzes are ideal for this purpose as it collects all your test results and lets you keep track of your scores over time, thereby letting you monitor your progress in a given subject. 3. Always study with your emotional intelligence. In many cases, what really distinguishes the most outstanding students isn't their academic intelligence but their emotional intelligence. So what's that, you ask? Well, emotional intelligence relates to your ability to stay motivated and cope with stressful situations. Research by Stanford University actually found that students' emotional quotient, their EQ, was actually a better predictor of success than their intelligence quotient, IQ. A good strategy to build a growth mindset is to meet your learning needs head-on. Try not look at studying as merely being part of exam preparation, as this puts the emphasis on being examined instead of acquiring knowledge. If you focus on learning instead of cramming, your understanding of a topic and your ability to recall information about it later will be far better. So approach your studies in a positive way by viewing learning and knowledge as valuable ends in and of themselves. 4. Focus on yourself and don't think about others. It may seem ironic that one of the tips on how to study better than % of your classmates is by not comparing yourself to them, but that doesn't mean it's not true. In the end, success means something different to each of us. Therefore, the top students do not pay attention to what the next person is doing because they're focused on their own needs and goals. Aside from that, comparing yourself to others only creates undue pressure and restrains both levels of motivation and creativity. So don't get bogged down in competition by trying to emulate someone else. Follow point 3 and use your emotional intelligence to self-motivate your way to achieving your own success. 5. Don't use shortcuts. Explore ways to read more efficiently and get the most out of your textbooks. Analyze these steps of effective reading to see if you have been reading correctly. Learn how to reduce your study time by using these tips for smarter reading. In line with the above, what really matters is your personal learning experience. Even if you know that you can get the answer to an exercise you're doing on the internet or from a friend, take a step back. Of course, you can ask others for their help, but always put your personal learning goals first and foremost. Get the information you need about how to study better and find your own answers. In the long run, it is much more important to get results through effort and dedication. 6. Keep network contacts with others' peers. While you should have your own personal learning goals, study can also be a collaborative process. There are different ways to study and huge benefits to growing a network of contacts, teachers, peers and anyone else who may be interested, with which you can get in contact to discuss ideas and share views. The Global Development Research Center actually lists up to several benefits of collaborative learning, including more developed critical thinking skills and complex thought processes. To get your contacts up and running, Groups lets you easily bring together a group of people that can actively contribute to the flow of knowledge. You can discover and join public groups in a variety of subjects and exam levels to share and collaborate with other students, or create a private group of your own for a more focused learning experience. So there you have it, our how to study tips to become an exceptional student. One word of warning though, just be ready for the requests for help and advice from others once you've sharpened your study skills and mastered your topics. Apart from above tips, also use following steps to enhance the memory power. 7. Exercise your brain memory. Play games that emphasis on dealing with data rapidly and accurately. There are learning amusements online planned particularly to enable you to prepare your memory. Use a few various types of recreations keeping in mind the end goal to practice and create different parts of the cerebrum. Normally, these amusements shouldn't be utilized to put off your studying, however they are a fun method to mitigate pressure and prepare your memory in the meantime. A large number of these memory diversions are free on the web and have been demonstrated to build memory. Always break down long things into small pieces. When you're looked with an unpredictable snippet of data, endeavor to separate it into little segments. Your transient memory can hold in the vicinity of 4 and 7 separate things without a moment's delay. By utilizing this lumping method, you can make everything convey more helpful data. A case of this is found in phone numbers. 9,954,237,565 is hard to recollect initially, yet by separating it into a few pieces, for example, 995,423,7565, you will have the capacity to recall it sufficiently long to record it or store it in lasting memory. Give yourself distinctive types of incitement for the duration of the day. Read a book, regardless of whether only a couple of pages. Empower your feeling of smell by ceasing to notice the blooms. Attempt distinctive substances and invest some energy taking a gander at a characteristic scene. Set aside some time for general social communication with others. Listen to music, albeit any sort of music can give sound-related incitement. A few examinations recommend established as ideal. By responding to these incitements, your cerebrum will remain adaptable, which helps working memory. Keep an idea about your feelings of anxiety and stress and try to remove these at the earliest. 8. Working out your review. Practice undivided attention amid class. You ought to listen mindfully and record synopses of the educator's ideas, thoughts, and realities that are presented, and additionally associations that jump out at you from other perusing. By taking notes effectively, rather than attempting to record everything that was said verbatim, you connect with your memory and mind substantially more profoundly. One powerful affiliation method is to incorporate a little individual note in your scratch pad for each class, something as immaterial as taking note of the climate, what you had for lunch, or what tie the teacher wore can start a more full review of the whole address. When you study your notes, present different audit methods. Don't simply read the content or your notes, read them so anyone might hear. Think about reworking them by hand in the event that you typically utilize a workstation or tablet to take notes, or the other way around. In the event that you are given example exam questions, work out example layouts or replies by hand while studying rather than simply perusing the subjects secured. These techniques give you both reiteration and assortment. Recollecting the subject regarding distinctive acts will make more affiliations that will improve your capacity to review data. 9. Study regularly with routine. Always study routinely and regularly, yet not generally for long time stretches. Studying much of the time will enable you to assemble long-haul recollections you can without much of a stretch review, and additionally give you a positive, standard propensity that fabricates your hard-working attitude. What constructs realizing is normal repetition, more than sheer hours contemplated. Obviously, you should study enough to cover the material in the class, yet investigate shows you'll get more out of our daily finish the course of 7 days than you would from 5 long periods of serious study. 10. Keep your mind powered. In spite of just measuring a couple of pounds, your cerebrum utilizes about a fourth of your body's vitality, which implies believing is diligent work. Eat frequently, and endeavor to center around protein and vegetables. Angle, green verdant vegetables, and pinto and kidney beans are particularly gainful. Complex starches like entire grains, lentils, and dark-colored rice give you managed vitality, too. Want to add some creativity to your studies? Study offers the best resources and tools to transform the way you learn. Try them now for your success. Wish you best of luck for scoring full score marks in exams.